Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a battle against TheLegend27. This guy actually found me on YouTube and requested a battle, so we did end up battling and it turned out pretty good. As you can see, he is packing a very powerful team. I'm actually using a remix of a bunch of my older teams from Sun and Moon here, so it is definitely going to be another good one, and we're going to get into it. So, looking at the team preview, I really wasn't positive what he was going to want to lead with. He definitely has a few solid options to choose from. So I just decided to lead with my Alolan Ninetales, as he decides to lead with his Victini. So, of course, my Snow Warning is going to activate right away to make it Hail. And I decide, turn one, I am going to go for a switch. I don't want to take a fire attack. I want to kind of conserve my Ninetales, so I'm going to come in with my Beware, but he actually goes straight for a V-Create here. So that is going to take me down to about a quarter of my health. It is going to lower his speed, defense, and special defense stats, and he is going to take some damage from my Rocky Helmet, and he is also going to take damage from the Hail. And I am also going to take some damage from the Hail. So this turn, even with the speed drop, unfortunately, he still is going to outspeed me. So he is just going to go for the V-Create one more time. And unfortunately, that is going to be enough to finish off my Beware and drop me down to 5 Pokemon. But fortunately, he is going to get his stats lowered again and take some damage from the Rocky Helmet and Hail once again. So that is going to leave him at about half. So then I'm going to come in with my Tentacruel, and that is going to force him to switch out. I'm not sure if he's choice itemed or what, but he is going to come in with the Excadrill, and his Mold Breaker is going to come into play. Unfortunately, I did go for the Sludge Bomb, so he's going to get a free switch in there. And then I am going to take some damage from the Hail, and so is he. But I did take the Hail damage first, so that is going to indicate to me that I am faster than him, which is positive. He is also going to regain some health with the leftovers. So this turn I decide to stay in and go for a Scald just to get some damage on this thing. That is actually going to knock him down to about a third health, and he actually is going to go for an Iron Head here, probably predicting the switch on my side. So that's going to take me down by about a third, which was not too bad. And then we are both going to take some more damage from the Hail, and he is going to regain some more health with the leftovers. So this turn he actually is going to go for a switch. He knows that I outspeed him and he doesn't want to lose his Excadrill to another Scald, so he's going to come in with the Chansey, as I am just going to go for another Scald, playing it safe. So that is not going to do much of anything to the Chansey, of course. Very specially defensive, no doubt, Eviolite. And that is it for the Hail. So this turn I'm going to go for the switch directly into my own Excadrill to try and wall this thing off. My Mold Breaker is going to come into play, but he actually double switches me, probably predicting a switch on my side. So he's going to come in with his Nihilego. So this matchup is terrible for him, obviously, so he is going to be forced to switch out once again, and this time come in with his Slowbro, as I do go for the Earthquake to try and get damage on whatever he left in. So that is actually going to take him down by about a third, which was pretty good. So I am going to switch out here. I know I'm not going to be able to take this thing down in one more attack, and I don't want to take an attack, so I'm going to come in with my Tentacruel once again, as he does go for a Scald, which is not going to do hardly anything to me. I am max special defense with an Assault Vest, but unfortunately he does get the burn on me, which is unfortunate because I'm going to be taking damage from that every turn now. So he is going to go for a switch this turn again, and this time he's going to come back in with his Nihilego. I'm just going to go for a Scald here, predicting a switch, so that is going to take him down by a little more than half, which was good, and I actually do get the burn in return, which is nice, so he's going to be taking some damage from that burn as well. So this is kind of funny here, actually, the battle of the jellyfishes. So he is going to outspeed me here. Obviously, he is going to go for the power gem, trying to take me out, but I do survive that with 24 health, which was nice, which is going to let me fire off another Scald, and that is going to be enough to take out his Nihilego and drop him down to 5 Pokemon. And after the burn damage, I just barely survived that with 15 health. So then he's going to come back in with the Victini, and he is going to outspeed me and just go for a V-Create yet again. And that is going to be more than enough, obviously, to take out my Tentacruel and drop me down to 4 Pokemon. It is also going to lower his stats again, which is positive. So then I'm going to come back in with my Ninetales, and I'm going to get the Snow Warning once again to make it hail on the battlefield. I do feel confident that I will be able to outspeed him with the speed drop here, so I am able to do that, and I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse, which is going to be enough to finish off the Victini and drop him down to 4 Pokemon as well. So then he is going to come back in with his Chansey, and of course there's nothing I can do to this thing with Ninetales, so I have to switch out. So I'm going to switch back into my Excadrill to try and wall this thing off. My Mold Breaker is going to come back into play, and he's just going to go for a Seismic Toss here to get some damage. That is a guaranteed 50 damage on whatever it hits, so then we are both going to take some damage from the hail. And then I'm going to regain that health right back with my leftovers. So then this turn he is going to go for the switch, doesn't want to get taken out with any kind of physical attack, so he's going to come back in with his Slowbro, which does have the regenerator, so that is almost back up to full health. I just went for a Smart Strike here, so that is not going to do much of anything to the Slowbro. And then, of course, we are both going to take damage from the hail. And I'm going to regain more health with the leftovers. So this turn I am going to go for the switch yet again. I don't want to take a water attack from this thing, so I'm going to come in with my Reuniclus as he actually goes for the Toxic, predicting a switch. So that is going to land to poison me, but no big deal since I do have the Magic Guard ability, so I'm not going to be taking any damage from either the Toxic or the Hail, so that is pretty nice. So here he's going to go for a switch yet again. This time he's going to come in with his Excadrill, and his Mold Breaker is going to come into play. So I decided to go for the Energy Ball just in case he decided to switch. So that is going to drop him down to into the red, but he does survive, and then he is going to regain some health with the leftovers. So he's just going to go for an Iron Head here, trying to get as much damage as possible and or a flinch. Luckily, he does not get the flinch. That is going to take me down by a little less than half, and that is going to let me fire off another Energy Ball, which is going to take out the Excadrill and drop him down to 3 Pokemon, so that is pretty nice. So then he's going to come in with his Landorus and get the Intimidate to lower my attack. Not really going to matter there since I am a special attacker. But he is going to go straight for the Earthquake here. And luckily I do survive that in the red with 29 health, so that is going to allow me to fire off a Psychic, and that is going to drop him down to about a third. And I do get the special defense drop, which is nice, but not really going to matter since he is just going to go for a U-turn here. And that is going to be more than enough to finish off my Reuniclus and drop me down to 3 Pokemon. And of course he is going to get the mandatory switch off that, so he is going to come back in with his Slowbro. So I'm going to switch in then with my Staraptor, and I'm going to get the Intimidate to lower his attack. Not really going to matter though since he is a special attacker. And I'm going to go for a U-turn here just in case he decides to switch, but also to get some damage on this thing. So that is going to drop him down by about a third, which was not bad. And I do get the mandatory switch, so I'm going to come in with my Excadrill once again. And my Mold Breaker is going to come into play. And he actually did go for the Scald. Unfortunately, I was hoping to catch him going for the Psychic move there, but did not pay off. But luckily, I do survive that in the red with 27 health. And then I'm going to regain some more health with the leftovers. So here I'm just going to go for a rock slide, trying to get some damage on whatever he leaves in, possibly a flinch, but unfortunately I do not get that, and he's going to fire off one more Scald, which is going to be more than enough to finish off my Excadrill and drop me down to 2 Pokemon. So then I'm going to come back in with my Ninetales, and once again the snow warning is going to make it hail on the battlefield. So he is going to go for the switch here. Doesn't want to get taken out with the Dark Pulse that he knows I have, so he is going to come back in with his Chansey. So I did go for the Dark Pulse, hoping to catch him staying in with that, so not going to do hardly anything with the Chansey, obviously, and then he is going to take some damage from the hail. So this turn I am going to go for a Blizzard just to try and get as much damage as I can on this thing, since I am kind of running out of switch options. So he actually ends up going for the Toxic, and he is going to land that to poison my Ninetales, unfortunately. And then he is going to take more damage from the hail, and I am going to take some damage from the poison. So this turn, I'm just going to go for a Blizzard yet again, trying to get as much damage on this thing as I can. He actually just goes for the Soft Boiled, which is unfortunate. That is going to put him back up to almost full health. And then he is going to take more damage from the hail, and I'm going to take more damage from the poison. So at this point, I am just going to go for the Aurora Veil to go ahead and get the setup to make the physical and special defenses of all my Pokemon stronger for a few turns. He is just going to go for another Soft Boiled, which is going to unfortunately put him back up to full health there. And then he is going to take a little more damage from the hail, and I am going to take some damage from the poison. So, unfortunately, the poison damage is mounting, so I kind of have no choice but to switch out here. So, I'm going to come back in with my Staraptor and get the Intimidate to lower his attack, as he actually is just going to go for the Seismic Toss this turn. So that is going to take 50 HP off of my Staraptor, and that is going to be it for the hail yet again. So he is going to switch out here. He does not want to get hit with a close combat, so he is going to switch in with his Landorus once again and get the Intimidate to lower my attack. But I decided to just go for the U-turn here to go ahead and scout him. I'm going to take some damage from the Rocky Helmet, but I do get the mandatory switch, so I'm going to come back in with my Ninetales, and I'm going to get the Snow Warding yet again to set up the hail on the battlefield. And then he is going to take some damage from the hail, and I'm going to take some damage from the poison. So here he is going to switch out, probably doesn't want to risk whether or not he's faster than me, and so he is going to switch directly back into the Chansey, which of course I'm going to go for the Blizzard, and is not going to do a whole lot to this thing. It, again, is very special defensive, and more than likely packing the Eviolite too. So he's going to take some hail, and I am going to take some poison. So this turn I am going to go for a switch yet again back into my Staraptor and get the Intimidate to lower his attack. And he is going to go for a Seismic Toss here again, just to take 50 damage off of me, which is going to leave me with 35 health. And then we are both going to take more damage from the hail. And that is going to be it for the Aurora Veil, unfortunately. So then he is going to go for the switch yet again, and this time he's going to come back in with his Slowbro. And I did go for the close combat, hoping to catch him staying in, so not really going to do anything there to the Slowbro. It is very physically defensive, and that is going to cut both of my defenses. And then after the hail damage, I just barely survived with 15 health, and he is also going to take more hail damage. So I'm just going to go straight for the Brave Bird here. I know this is Staraptor's last turn, so I just want to get one more attack off before I go down. That actually is going to do quite a lot. That is going to drop him to about a quarter health, but he does survive. And then unfortunately the recoil damage is going to finish off my Staraptor and knock me down to one Pokemon. So finally, I am going to come back in with my Ninetales, and once again get the snow warning to make it hail. So he is just going to go for a switch yet again to get his regenerator just in case for later, but that is not really going to matter because he is yet again going to switch into the Chansey. So I just decided to go for a Moonblast here, which is not going to do much of anything to this thing, but I do get the special attack drop. Not that it will really matter, since this thing most likely doesn't have any attacking moves. So he is going to take Hail, and I am going to take Poison once again. And this turn, I'm just going to go for a Blizzard. At this point, the match is pretty much over because there's nothing I can do with a special attacker against Chansey. It is just way too specially defensive. So I'm going to hit him with one more Blizzard. He's going to hit me with one more Seismic Toss. I will just barely survive that in the red, but after he takes the Hail, I'm going to take the Poison one more time, and that is going to finish off my Ninetales, and that is game. So I did end up losing this one, but it was a good battle nonetheless. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.